Hey, insight number 5, last one for the week. Now to finish up, I thought we'd just round it all off with how to forgive and how to receive forgiveness. How to give and how to get forgiveness. And we already discussed it before. We talked around Jacob's wrestle, that he was worried about going home to meet up again with Esau, feeling that Esau still got this death threat out on him and is mad. This is like some 20 years later. So he's already sent ahead like gifts, several of them if you read. And then he sends his wives and children across the river, and then he comes across, and when he actually gets to meet Esau, when Esau's coming towards him, he does something very interesting, and that as a sign of please don't attack me, please don't hurt me, he places all of his children and wives in front of him, and then as he approaches Esau personally, he bows down on the ground like, I'm like, my Lord, my servant, like I'm your servant, you're my boss, whatever, 7 times. And like, please, it's a sign of like, please forgive, please forgive, please forgive. So we're going to read, I think, heavy Bible, man. Verses 1 to 4. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. Now, the last time he saw Esau, there was death threats, and now Esau's there with 400 men. Right? That's probably what he's feeling. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the 2 handmaids. So that's his 4 wives, basically. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. So like, come on, put all the young'uns first, and then some of the older ones. Like, please, like, don't hurt me. And then in 3, and he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. But here's the awesomeness of it, and this is why I think Esau was upset. It wasn't about the birthright, it was about the deception and the betrayal. And it's been forgiven, because we read in verse 4, and Esau ran to meet him. He was excited and embraced him and fell upon his neck and kissed him, and they wept. And I think that's so cool. That's so awesome. So how to give and how to get forgiveness, and the difference in years and just how people are. So how did Jacob prepare to meet Esau? How did he approach Esau? We can help Jesus. How can Jesus help us heal relationships, right? Because they need healing. There's a lot of relationships out there that we could heal better. We all could. I've got some we probably don't even know about, and they're feeling hurt, and we're like, oh, I'm sorry, I really didn't know. Anyway, but even if we're not in a 20-year hiatus from each other, there's still everyday things we can do to help heal relationships. So how can Jesus help us do this? So repairing relationships that occurred through deceit and betrayal are messy. Here Jacob sends gifts first, then puts his children before him, signaling he comes peacefully. Then he goes around and bows 7 times before Esau, like right to the ground, not just bow a little bit, like on the ground. Esau, being good with God, embraced and gave immediate forgiveness and welcome. Remember that hospitality code too. These 2 brothers who clashed over discontent of wanting more, now both say, I have enough. If you go on to read, they talk about, he's like, well, who are all these people? Esau says, who are all these people? And Jacob's like, this is my wives and my children. And he's like, wow, that's a lot. And what was for sending me the goats and the sheep and the, like, what was all that about? He's like, well, it's gifts for you. And Esau's like, but I have enough. You have them. And Jacob's all like, but I have enough. You have them. And kind of like, these were 2 brothers who had grown up fighting over, you've got more than I have, I want more. Now going to, you take it. No, you take it. The difference. The big difference in their maturity and their growth. So these 2 brothers clashed, brothers who were twins, clashed over discontent of wanting more. Now both say, I have enough. So how can Jesus help you in a process like this? How can you say, I have enough? Because it's with gratitude that you find you have enough. All of us want more. We are looking for a house right now, as you know, I've discussed a couple of times, and I have looked at some beautiful homes. I would love to live there. But then I think I've got to clean it. That's too much. And you know, I would just take the house I'm in. I just want to move it somewhere else. That is enough for me. I want to be somewhere else. I desire to be somewhere else for health. But I don't need a palace. My husband and I say this all the time. We don't need a palace. We have enough. And it's knowing that you have enough. And it's the gratitude of what you do have that makes it enough. I get, because I buy a lot online, because through COVID especially, and get it delivered. So therefore I get lots of emails saying, come buy more, come, you need this, have a look at this, buy this. And I'm like, nah, delete, don't need that. And then they start offering money off. Buy more, you need it. No, I don't. I really don't. I have enough. You know, I've been trying to clean out because I have too much. I'm trying to share it with people and get them to take it. It's there. I have enough. I don't need stuff. And then people are offering me money for things. I'm like, oh, please just take it. I have enough. So, if you can find gratitude, you'll find that you feel like you have enough. And the things that you want are not going to be so worldly, but just within the realms of we have enough for our needs. And then the antagonisticness of it is gone. The greed disappears. It's pretty cool. President Nelson, originally in a devotional he gave, but then last year he repeated the message. No, he actually repeated it for his New Year's message. Maybe you must have met. He repeated it for his New Year's Day message. Around like counting our blessings is better than recounting our lack, or our trials. So I'm gonna quote that again. He says, a correlation exists between hope and gratitude. Counting blessings is better than recounting problems. So instead of looking at all the problems and all the grief and the strain, count the blessings. Recount the blessings over and over and over. Even if you can't see that many right now, go look at some. You'll find them. They're all around you. Like the air, the water, the sunshine that's out there right now. Or if you're in America, maybe the snow. Or I saw somebody really excited that there was rain in Arizona. That's pretty cool. I've been there. Never rained a bit. So that's a good thing for them, you know. And there was joy and gratitude in that. So it's all around you. Go look for it, and that will help you prepare those relationships, help you repair those relationships, help you give and receive forgiveness, as if you can honestly say, I have enough. And it just puts you in that gratitude space, and the contention and all that will just disappear. It gets less. It really does. Alright. Sorry I went on a bit long for that one. Close to my heart. Alright. Thank you for joining me this week. Have a really great week out there. Remember that this skips a few chapters and we pick it up in Genesis 37. So don't think they're wrong. That's actually, they're just missing a few chapters. If you're going to read the whole Bible, go ahead. There's stuff in there that you could probably learn from, but it's not necessary really to our entire dialogue, probably. I really don't know why they missed it out. But anyway, there you go. Stay safe out there. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me this week. I'll see you next week.